Hi everyone, welcome back to JoanneTechLover. I'm Joanne, and today I will be unboxing this Cooler Master CM Storm Spawn gaming mouse. And this is geared towards FPS gamers. It has programmable buttons, but it can also be, used for regular day-to-day tasks. Here's everything that comes in the box. I know not much to see, but you don't need more than just the mouse. You get a warranty guide, as well as a quick start guide. You always get these, and this is just a very standard quick guide. It doesn't really tell you really anything you need to know about the software or whatnot. So go ahead and download the Spawn software on Cooler Master's website before you start programming buttons, right? Alrighty, now on to the actual mouse. First up, I just want to quickly talk about the cable. I'm going to go ahead and take this mouse off of this cute little jazz mini stand. Here is the mouse itself, and the cable is rubberized. I prefer cloth braided, but I think for the price, this is a pretty sick deal. So here is the USB connector. I believe it's 2.0. And what I like about what they've included here is that there's a cover, for dust protection, all that good stuff for when you are not using it. So I really do like that. And it comes with gold USB contact. And, it doesn't really help with transmission when you see like gold contacts, all that. It's really just to help prevent corrosion. And as to the cable length, 2 meters or 6.5 feet. So now that we're done with that, let's take a closer look at the actual mouse. So here's a closer look at the Spawn mouse, and what I like about it is that you get this kind of subtle blood red, semi-glossy coat to it, and I just like stealth colors, so this is awesome for gaming. And what I really like is that they've included this smooth finish here on the left and right buttons, as well as if you are an FPS gamer, probably you will be sweating quite a bit, so they've included this textured soft rubber finish on either side, which I really like. This is just to help prevent slippage. And you get 7 programmable buttons with this mouse and 32 kilobytes of Sentinel X onboard memory to store button assignments and macros and all of that good stuff. I will show you the software in just a bit. So you get 2 buttons here on the side. And these are just for backward on default, but what I like to use them for is my anti-Titan weapon, and I tried it with grenades, and way easier to access than if I were to look at my keyboard, because I don't even have to think when I program these two. And also 3-4, and then DPI adjust 5-6, and 7 is the scroll wheel. And I like that the scroll wheel, it's thinner, but the top of it actually feels really nice as my finger is gliding across it. And the DPI switches on the fly, I would probably keep them as such because I probably wouldn't be accessing these buttons for any other command. But who knows, maybe in the future I might switch it up. And I do like the design of the mouse. It's claw grip, and it's just small enough and it fits my hand. It's just a really good fit, and it's very light, so it's easy for me to lift the mouse off and move it to wherever I need to. On the bottom of the mouse, you do get some gliding feet, as well as this 3500 DPI optical sensor. And as I've mentioned for the other FPS mouse that I did the other day, the M45, is that optical sensors are actually better for FPS games because of how accurate they are, even though laser sensors, they are newer. But laser sensors do have that inconsistent acceleration, which could be bad when you're trying to move quickly across the screen. And one more thing I'd like to cover is that you do get Omron micro switches, so that it'll guarantee 5 million clicks. Here's a close look at the Spawn software. So right now we're in main control, and this is where the button assignments are. So you simply drag down this arrow and change it to the command that you would like. Now if you want to change it to a keyboard key, go ahead and just, let's say, press 1. And then just press OK, and make sure you hit apply or the settings will not be applied. Hitting OK will simply close out your software. But we're gonna keep it on middle button because I use it all the time to close out tabs. And DPI up and down, no, but as you can see, I set the 3 and the F to reflect Titanfall, so anti-Titan weapon and grenade. And if you want to add a macro to this button assignment, you have to first create a macro. You can't create it from that menu. So let's hit new macro, and we're gonna call it popcorn chicken. I must be hungry, ha ha ha. Okay, and then just hit enter, hit start record, and let's go P-O-P-C-O, oops, that was wrong already. But just so you know, it'll only register 5 letters when you record macro, which is something that I don't like about this. Usually you can just press unlimited amount of letters, right? So there you have it. But we're gonna go ahead and apply it to this. And you'll notice which one you're on when you highlight it. So we're gonna go ahead and delete this. Yes, and then boom, it's gone. It's very, very simple. But I already have these macros made up here. Now you go back to the main control, and we're gonna use the key macro, and we're going to do QWERTY and apply to the mouse. I'm gonna bring up Notepad. I love Notepad, by the way. And then we're going to press the center button. And it says QWERT because it does not register beyond these 5 letters. And there you have it, so you know it works. Now, as to the macros, what I would have liked to seen is macro delay. There's no delay, it's just all the letters come out and you're like, what? No. So it would have been nice to have macro delay. But like I mentioned earlier, this is an FPS mouse, which means that you really don't need all these complicated macros, not that I know of anyway. And then there's custom. You could change the DPI settings. They only have 800, 1800, 3500. You can't like do 2000 or 900, but these are actually very good DPI settings for FPS gaming, so I'm not really complaining. 1800 is perfect for just moving my mouse around and all that. And also you could change your pointer speed as well as your polling rate. And like I mentioned in other videos, polling rate for mouse is definitely more important than it is for keyboard because you want to have the lowest response time to eliminate as much lag as possible. But it also takes up a lot of CPU, not a lot, but it does take CPU resources, so I would probably, 500 hertz is probably decent. 1000 is 1 millihertz, 125 is standard, and that's 8 milliseconds. Did I say millihertz? I meant 1 millisecond for 1000 hertz. Alrighty, and then once you're done changing that, hit apply, and then there's support and update for you, so if you want to go to online support and all that. Now, there's something really cool about this keyboard. I believe it was on the M45 also, but I didn't really go into huge detail on that. So you can change the speed of your double click, your scroll speed, your pointer acceleration on or off, and angle snapping. I wanted to quickly show you what angle snapping is. So right now it's not on, and I'm gonna show you with MS Paint. So, and we're gonna make the size thin. So watch me draw a straight line. I'm very bad at this. So as you can see, like, I mean, I'm getting a little better, but it's still pixelated, correct? So we're going to do a new document, don't save this old one, and turn on angle snapping. And it'll be green when you turn something on. And we're going to apply it to the mouse. Now this is cool. So when you draw a straight line, it's going to predict that you're drawing a straight line. And some of it, look at that. I cannot draw a straight line like that. My hands are not that stable. So basically it'll predict your mouse movements, you know. And I'm gonna go ahead and close out of that. And you probably don't want that when you're running around, you know, shooting the heads off of people. But this could be good for crosshair movements. So that's just something, in case you didn't know, I just wanted to show you what that was. And that concludes this software tutorial of the Spawn mouse. It's time for pros and cons. So what do I like about this mouse? Well, I was actually very pleasantly surprised of how comfortable that claw grip was. And it's just light enough where I could move it across the mouse mat easily. The control I get with this mouse is amazing, and I absolutely love it. And the DPI settings are perfect. 1800 DPI is actually very comfortable for FPS for me, even better than 2400, I'd say. Alrighty, and I also like, you know, the color scheme. Really awesome. And 7 programmable buttons. That's sick. So I love programmable buttons, period. Especially for macros and all that. So this is definitely a plus. Now on to the cons. What I've liked to see is maybe LEDs. Maybe like a Cooler Master logo lit up or something. That would have been cool. But you know, it all comes down to cost, and this is not super pricey, so you know, I'll live with it. What I would also have liked to see is specific LEDs for the DPI switch, because I don't know what DPI I'm on unless I am using the mouse. So it's kind of annoying not to see like the indicators to show me exactly which DPI I am on. Although even having that DPI on the fly is a plus, so there you go. And I suppose That's it for the cons. Maybe would have like cloth braided cable, but at the end, it's really all comes down to cost. So all in all, I would totally recommend this mouse, how comfortable it is, and that is a huge deal, especially with the way my fourth finger fits in this little groove here. But that's all I have to say about it. That wraps up this unboxing on the Cooler Master CM Storm Spawn Gaming Mouse. And I really hope you enjoyed this video, found it helpful. Maybe this might be the mouse you want to pick up, because I really want to hang on to this one. Because I figure like one for MMO gaming and one for FPS, they're different. They're just built differently, you know. But if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and comment. I love hearing your comments, so go ahead and just shoot them my way. Also, please follow me on social media, JoanneTechLover Facebook, JoanneFoodLover Twitter, and twitch.tv/Welltune, where I game weekly with Tim. And one more thing is that please help donate so I can help expand this channel and show you more of what you love to see. Also, one more thing, actually there is one more. Storenvy! My store is up, so go ahead and check out the 8.5 by 11 prints. They come autographed, and I will have more prints up in the future and possibly cosplay. Oh. All that's left to say is mwah! Bye bye, folks!